Now we're going to move into our Hall of Fame inductees. Coach Jancy got a 5 spot today, 5 aces, and all your former players in. Congratulations. Good job, Coach. Going to start with our first player, alphabetically. So I guess we're starting with the B's, aren't we? Darrik Bloomfield played varsity football for North Tonawanda during the championship-winning season in 2009. Positions that he played were defensive back, wide receiver, kickoff returner, and punt returner. He was a key player in every NT game in the 09 season with timely play in every game. In the Lancaster playoff game, he had 2 interceptions, which ultimately lead to touchdowns. In the championship game against New Rochelle, Darrik had 5 receptions for 53 yards, 2 rushes for 26 yards. He also made the play that will forever be S&M history as he outjumped the defensive back for the decisive TD on that halfback pass, 3rd and goal from Joe Montesanti. In just 1 season at the varsity level, Darrik's accomplishments were epic. Without further ado, please welcome Darrik Bloomfield.
Good evening, everybody. Take a great amount of pride standing up here amongst all these great, outstanding people. You know, last night I was walking up onto that field and seeing all the history and the pride that was standing in front of me. It was kind of breathtaking, taking in that moment, because not a lot of people can say they accomplished that. So, you know, my relationship with North Tonawanda football is kind of up and down, considering I almost didn't play football at all. Had a hell of a career playing Little League football at NCAA. Went on to play freshman football at NC and went to break my collarbone weighing a whopping 96 pounds freshman year. That's where I drew the line and said, yeah, I'm not playing football anymore. Sorry, I lost my spot. Even though I didn't play NC football, it was still in my blood. Tom Sell and myself would go to Taco Bell every single home game. That was our little tradition. He helped our 2019 reach a state championship too, by the way. I was at every single game watching fellas like Scotty Gregson, the Skillington boys, Martin Doty tear it up on the field. That's when I really knew this was something special. As a kid, you really don't appreciate things like Friday Night Lights until you're really in it, right? Especially for you guys who play. Well, my appreciation was sky high once I saw those guys play. Going back to what I said previous, it's tradition that makes this program what it is. It's tradition that was ingrained in us from a young age at MTA football. Being a part of something like that makes you really feel a type of way when you reminisce about those things a decade later. For some of you guys, a few decades later, but you know. It's all about the memories you make with your brothers that brings us all together for things like this. And I'm truly grateful for everything that was organized this weekend. This is absolutely incredible. So thank you to all the tremendous effort by every single person involved with the Hall of Fame for putting on a hell of a weekend, right? So getting back on the train of North Tonawanda football, there's too much to say to make the speech reasonable for all of you, so I'm going to make this relatively short. Piggybacking on what I said earlier, I did not want to play football. I was a basketball guy and put all my time and effort into that. All of a sudden, my 96-pound frame turned into a 160-pound frame in about 2 years. All of a sudden, senior year comes around, my old man looks at me in the eye and says, "You're playing football." I said, yeah, you're probably right. I was extremely intimidated by everything and anyone in that locker room. We had guys like Tuzzo and Cujo and Montesantis and Davis and the Shreves and Sean McDonough and Charzy, and I can name a million other people that probably had 50 pounds on me and 3 more inches, but, you know. Then something clicked. This is a brotherhood that even basketball really couldn't bring me. This wasn't just 11 or 15 guys. This is all 50 guys coming together to one common goal. And it's funny because we never went into one game thinking that we were going to lose. As cliche as that sounds, we literally never went into one game thinking that we were going to lose. The outcome would always end up with us being on top. You guys seen it firsthand too. We really weren't cocky in the slightest. Our coaching staff had that groomed us to a point where we were confident enough to put their game plan into place, and we were athletic enough to make the plays and do exactly that. Make plays. I don't know why this is sticking out in my head so much, but I have one vivid memory of our very first game against Jamestown. My first varsity game, and I was pretty nervous, and it was the second quarter, I believe, and I gave up a long play. Went back to the sideline, looked Rick Tom right in his face, and I said, I promise you that I will never get beat deep again. That's a promise I kept to Rick. I didn't get beat deep once, another time that season. Fast forward a few games, all of a sudden we're 4-0, we're shutting down an NFL caliber running back down to 70 yards, take a couple blue 26 jet reverses to the house, and all of a sudden it's playoff time, right? Playoff time turns into the carrier dome time real quick, and the rest is history. So with all that being said, there were some things along the way that kept me going. First and foremost, remember the people that were there every single game. You have people like my grandmother, Mildred, sitting there in the blistering sun or the pouring rain. Didn't matter if you won or lost, you just had to be there. My mom standing at the fence screaming. My dad and my papa. It seemed like whenever I scored, those were the first two people I was looking for in the stands. My whole family and then some would show up for the games, and I'm really eternally grateful for that. My mother and father-in-law, my him and Uncle Mark, my Goat House fam, Carla, Annette, Chris. They never missed a game after high school. They all made an impact on me throughout the years, and they all cared, all pretty genuine. So I was thinking about this just the other day. NC football actually had an impact on my relationship with my wife. If she never asked if she could wear my jersey, we would have never gotten together. Little TNT jersey, little this, little that, now we've been together ever since. We have a beautiful baby girl at home. She'll be raised in the same NT tradition that we were both raised with. So a big I love you goes out to my beautiful wife, Marissa. History and pride is what I started this speech with, and I'm going to end it on the same note. I get to say that I made history with an impeccable coaching staff. That coaching staff that led us to a state title and groomed us into the men we are today. I get to say that I made history with those guys in that locker room. Something that can never be taken away from us. We earned that. I'm proud to say that I played low-level arena ball, got paid, played high-level arena ball, got paid, and I'm proud that I had a very short stint in the CFL, and, those things can't be taken away from me. All proud memories that I'll cherish forever. And that can all be led back to one thing, North Tonawanda football. Sweet corn, God bless, take grapes, cheers, and go Bills.